LPT use the magic eye technique to compare drafts and spot revisions quickly. My job requires me to review documents that have been revised from earlier drafts. Rather than dart back and forth between two largely similar documents, I pull up both documents next to each other on one screen and I cross my eyes to merge them, so that my brain interprets them as one image. Any discrepancies between the two drafts seem to flicker and are therefore easy to identify, allowing me to quickly zero in on the revised text. Try it below. The Rochester Industrial and Rapid Transit Railway Reporting Mark RSV, more commonly known as the Rochester Subway, was a light rail rapid transit line on the city of Rochester, New York. From 1927 to 1999, the Rochester Industrial and Rapid Transit Railway Reporting Mark RSB, more commonly known as the Rochester Subway, was a light rail rapid transit line in the city of Rochester, New York, from 1927 to 1956. X200B. My LPT track changes and comments can be helpful for review of, especially, changes in a document. Microsoft Word has a compare function. Jesus Christ, I think this is the worst LPT I've ever seen. I just open both documents in different windows of Adobe and then Alt-Tab between both documents, really quickly to see if anything has changed. I just tried this, and remembered I'm blind in one eye. Good thing there's software for this. There are software tools out there that will do this for you. This is the most headache-inducing anti-LPT I've seen in a while. There's a ton of software out there that does this easy and free. Take care of your eyes, folks. Dude Notepad just does this for you. Or use Adobe Acrobat Pro's compare function. Or GIMP with lines colored red for DOC overlaid with lines colored black and white background. For DOC be made transparent. On the plus side, I just found a schooner in my TechDoc revisions. I was using this to cheat at spot the difference puzzles, but I guess this is more useful. If it's on paper, it's tough to get them to align perfectly enough. If it's on a computer, just diff it. You have a job that does this? There are lots of apps that do this, especially if you work in code. I'd recommend getting into a trade of sorts if this is your job. This has got be a new low for this sub. OP Google Diff tool and stop crossing your eyes. Magic eyes lol. I'm a software dev and use tools such as Git and Diff for managing different versions of files, comparing them through various parts of their history. I'm pretty certain most document tools like Word and Google Docs have similar features. This magic eye method just sounds like a ridiculous overcomplication of such a simple task. Word and Adobe both have functions to compare versions and mark differences. I used to print the two pages, lay one on top of the other, and hold it up to the light. The differences become apparent. Why make yourself cross-eyed? There are many applications that compare documents. GIF Giphy P3 HC9 PBHVB09 GM6 Low A downsized. This is terrible advice. LPT use MS Word and the compare feature. I'm a technical editor currently stalling on a report edit, so I tried it. Turns out my right eye is dominant enough that the differences vanished when I crossed them to give this a try. Beyond Compare is opt for this. Adobe Acrobat and Word both have compare functions that will highlight any changes LMAO. Word has a compare function. Here's a better LPT. Get the software that'll do it for you. There are also some websites that compare documents and show you the differences between them. Also works spot the difference pictures. Differences appear blurry when you cross your eyes. I use it all the time in lots of situations. I'm glad I'm not alone. Why is it so hard to explain it to people? And from personal experience, why do they always reject this tip? Even in this thread, most of the comments are neglecting it and sharing alternatives. Wow, what a helpful technique. I'll definitely try that out next time I have to compare drafts. Thanks for sharing. Very good tip. And don't be afraid to have someone proof your item if you can. Also, read in reverse is another method. Everyone is shitting on this as already done with other tools. But this is very, very cool. Thanks op. Nah, this is a psyop so the government can catch us slipping with our eyes crossed in 4K. Oh no you don't. You're not rickrolling me with this new necromancy. I do this too. Never thought about calling it the magic eye technique, but that's perfect. If only I could see out of my left eye. Fuck, I've got a headache now and I still don't know what is different between the two samples. Also, isn't there a function in command prompt to compare files? Haven't used it before, but that might also be helpful. Accubid has this function as well. I just use the Beyond Compare program when dealing with digital docs. I saw a boat when I did that. LPT, look to other industries to find tools that will be useful in yours. One common tool used in programming is diff. It takes two text files source code and shows a couple lines from each where there's a difference between them. Should work on your documents as well. Might have to do a save as plain text. Try. If the image is sized placed for it to work, you can also do this with those spot the difference pictures. Oh, no. That's what a computer with scanning software is for. Too much eye strain for me. They're too far apart. I can get them like 35 of the way. Lol. Google. I just use the compare function in Word. I haven't seen or heard of Magic Eye since childhood. I could never get Magic Eye to work for me. Why is that? Another neat way to do it is software. I do this too. Also, BB Edit has a nice diff feature. This is like face cancellation in real life. Lol. Just use a diff tool. We aren't Neanderthals anymore. This has to be sarcastic. LMAO. I use the diff function of Linux. That's freaking awesome. This isn't good for your eyes. This is how I always did spot the difference games as a kid. I dunno about OP not using software to compare. But you can use this same technique to view stereoscopic 3D images without assistance. And when you learn it, you'll both think your eyes are broken and think that you just unlocked a superpower. I do this whenever applicable. It's a very handy trick. Goot LPT. Yeah, no thank you. I'll use technology like a normal person. Draftable.com has the best tool I've seen. You can also use a website called, especially helpful when reviewing and comparing code. I get that there are tools that do this, but this was still really cool to do. Lots of negativity here. Yes, there are software tools for this. But this is a feature of my eyes I didn't even know I had. Very cool thinking outside of the box. How does someone in a detail-oriented job not think to Google how to compare two different documents? 2 words version control. Microsoft Word has a compare function. Copy-paste left and right into WinMerge, KDiff, or a myriad of other text compare tools. Lol surly, there is a software solution? That's interesting.